Hi everyone. Today we're going to be learning about section 12.2, which is surface area of prisms and cylinders. Let's go ahead and start with the definition of a prism, which is a polyhedron, which means that it has no curves, and it has exactly two congruent faces that are called bases. These bases are parallel to each other. In our picture, they are the pentagons right here. Now these bases can be any shape that is a polygon. Any shape that it wants to be as long as they are parallel and congruent. The other sides are called lateral faces. So in this picture, those are the rectangles. They don't have to be rectangles, but in this case, they are. And there are 5 of those. All right, so that is a prism. Next, we're going to talk about a cylinder. A cylinder is a solid with 2 congruent circular bases. So this is not a polyhedron. It's very similar to a prism, but it has circular bases, and those bases must be parallel. So here in our picture, we have this circular base on top and this circular base on the bottom. In the picture, we also show our radius and our altitude, or our height. Okay, so that is the definition of a cylinder. Next, we're going to talk about the definition of surface area. The first definition is for lateral surface area. The lateral surface area is the sum of the areas of the lateral faces. Okay, so we do not include the area of the bases in this lateral surface area. The total surface area, the next definition, is the sum of the lateral surface area and the area of the bases. So the total surface area includes the lateral faces and the bases. So those are the 2 definitions for surface area. Theorem 12.2 deals with the surface area of a right prism. A right prism just means that the height forms a right angle when drawn down to the base. So the surface area of a right prism is represented by the letter S, and it is going to be 2 times B, where B is the area of the base, plus P times H, where capital P is the perimeter of the base, and H is the height of our prism. We see that this makes sense because if I draw just a regular rectagonal prism over here, and I want to find my surface area, I'm going to need to find the area of this base and this base and add those together. That's where we get the 2 times the area of the bases. Then I need to find the area of each of these lateral sides. So that's going to be like side 1 times the height, plus side 2 times the height, plus side 3 times the height, plus side 4 times the height. But I can pull that height out, and I can add all, so it would be height times S1 plus S2 plus S3 plus S4, but I know that that's really just the perimeter of that square base at the bottom, so that's going to be height times perimeter, or perimeter times height. So that is the formula for the surface area of a right prism. Let's go ahead and do this example problem down here. Now this prism is a triangular prism. We need to find the area of the bases first. Now the bases are going to be these 2 triangles. This triangle right here and this triangle over here. Those are our bases. They're parallel and they're congruent. So I first need to find the area of each of those. I know that the area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 base times height. In this triangle right here, I know that the base is 12 and the height is 5. So the area of that triangle is going to be 1/2 times 12, which is the base, times 5, which is the height. I know that 12 times 5 is 60, so this is going to be 1/2 of 60, which is 30. But that's only one triangle. I need both triangles. So 2 times the base of the triangles is going to be 60. The area of the two bases is 60. Good. Now I need to find the perimeter times the height. The perimeter of the base times the height. Let me make this a little bit clearer. Okay. I know that the perimeter of this base, this triangle, is going to be 5 plus, actually, the perimeter is going to equal 5 plus 12 plus 13. I know that the height of this prism is 5. So 5 plus 12 plus 13, let's see, that's 25 plus 5, that's 30. So this is going to be 30 times 5, that's going to be 150. So my answer is going to be 60 plus 150, which is going to give me 210, and our units are inches, but it's area, so it's squared. Our surface area is 210 inches squared for that example number 1. Sorry that took up so much space. Okay, theorem 12.3 deals with the surface area of a right cylinder. Once again, that just means that the height of that cylinder is perpendicular to the base. The surface area of a right cylinder is represented by the letter S, and it is very similar to the surface area of a prism. It starts with 2 times the area of the base, so where B is the area of the base, plus, now in the prism it was perimeter times height, but we have a circle, so this is going to be circumference times the height, where C is the circumference of the base, and H is once again the height of that cylinder. This can also be expanded to where we know the area of the base is going to be pi r squared, so you can write this as 2 times pi r squared, plus we know the circumference is 2 pi r, so you can rewrite this as 2 times pi times r times h. You can rewrite it like that if you want. That might be a little bit easier for you to remember. So let's go ahead and do example 2, dealing with the surface area of this cylinder down here. I know that the surface area is equal to 2 times the area of the base plus the circumference times the height. I'm going to go ahead and find the area of the base first. I know it's going to be pi times the radius squared, and I know that my radius is 4, so this is going to be pi times 4 squared, which is 16, so this is going to be 16 pi. Now I'm going to find the circumference of that base. That circumference of that base is going to be 2 times pi times the radius, but we know the radius is 4, so this is going to be 2 times pi times 4, which is really 8 pi. So if we plug in, and the height, we need the height of the cylinder, which is just this side over here, which is 8. So now I have B, C, and H. I have everything I need to plug into the formula up here. Okay, I'm going to plug these 3 up here. So I have 2 times the area of the base, which is 16 pi, plus the circumference, which is 8 pi, times the height, which is 8. If I simplify this down, I get 2 times 16. That's going to give me 32 times pi, plus I have 8 times 8. That's going to give me 64 pi. If I add those together, I get 96 pi. If I plug that into my calculator, I get 301.593 centimeters squared. Make sure it's squared because this is surface area. And that is the surface area of this cylinder. All right, so that is it for the surface area of a prism and a cylinder. If you have any questions, feel free to come by tutorials or send me an email. Thanks.